the trainers are incredibly talented, knowledgeable people. I'm very impressed with everyone who seems to be kind of staffing this.
I had no idea that this thing's been happening for about 10 years. I had no idea.
Jazz Festival, Sydney, great. Kirk McDonald, really great. So yeah, of course I'll be there.
This is primarily a jazz festival, by and large. And it's small, but I mean, a lot of the bigger festivals now, they have so much stuff that is non-jazz. I mean, I looked at the thing for the Toronto Festival. You've got a picture on my phone even, and 3/4 of the stuff that are there, that was listed, it's got nothing to do with jazz, like zero. You know, so I think it's great that you know what you've got here primarily is like you know 100%.
If you're into music, like if you want to dig past the surface of it, everybody here does too.
It's like looking at a painting. If you look at a painting and something draws you in and takes you out of your everyday reality and transports you to another place, then that's the value of art. It's taking you beyond your plane and putting you somewhere else.
I think music, you know, on its own is, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of a life force. It's this energy that we all really need. I can't imagine, I'm sure you can't either, a world without music. I mean, it would just be devoid of so many things. So anytime there's an opportunity to present music, it's something that sort of brings joy, you know, and enjoyment. Music, for me, nurtures the soul. Music moves people. It makes them think. You know, it challenges them. And without these festivals, that kind of activity wouldn't be happening to the same degree.
It's recognized in many economic development circles now that cultural enhancement, culture, is a major economic stimulus to communities. Of course, one time, coming from a coal mining community, coal and steel, they were the main industries, and certainly they were major. But the focus in the 21st century in many communities is let's get artistic things happening. For example, Austin, Texas. Austin's become a music mega hotspot. And they're in some ways taking, you have Houston as the oil capital, but Austin, it's marking its niche with cultural and music activities. And that attracts tourism and the spin-offs and benefits from tourism.
I really hope this comes back. I think this is a great opportunity for a lot of people, and no one seems to know about it, which I hope isn't the case for next year.
Just the level of education we are getting here is just, I don't know how he pulled it off for free, and it's just such a generous and really valuable thing to do for the community. So I guess I'd say thank you to Carl.
Definitely thank you, and definitely I appreciate that somebody is making musical events happen. Because I think there are a lot of people that love music here, and a lot of talented people. I'm just not sure if they always have the space to play, or the space to be heard, or like even a space for everybody to just kind of collect, talk about music. But this is definitely one of them.
But jazz is really starting to come to the forefront, and a lot of younger people are getting involved in jazz. You know, where just the 20 and 30-year-olds didn't like it and only the 40 and 50-year-olds. No. My two kids are jazz. One's in Humber Jazz University, and he plays jazz bari sax, jazz piano. And he's taking jazz at Humber in Toronto. And, you know, he's young, he loves it. He would love to be here this week. He would have loved that.
What clinics and workshops can do is help people connect to the music, because I think that's the gap that we end up with everywhere. It's got nothing to do with Nova Scotia or Cape Breton or anything. It's that this music is not played on the radio. You know, it's not popular music anymore. It hasn't been since the 40s. but to find your own way into it, you know.
So there's a very practical element to this that is important. And so, you know, for young developing musicians, say in Cape Breton in particular, if you can't go out and hear great musicians, accomplished musicians, that makes it difficult too, because that's a missing part of the puzzle.
You want to promote the idea of like the value of these kinds of things, you know, like, and the value of music, the power of music, the joy of music. And it's basically spreading a very like positive message. And that's especially now in this day and age with so many negative things happening in the world, all around the world, that music seems to be kind of a positive unifying force in many ways, you know, and it's almost like the antithesis. It's like good versus evil in a way. It's the good versus evil in many ways.
I thought it looked as though it had great potential, and it's amazing how the festival has certainly lived up to and even exceeded that potential.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't give up.
I'd do it again if it's offered again.
You know, you've got something wonderful here, something that's needed. Something that's needed for all ages, all genres of musicians. And when I say musicians, I mean singers and instrumentalists. Keep going.